Whoa, what's up? Welcome back. Z32 content, because we can't get enough of it, and neither can I. I really do love these cars, no joke. No joke at all. What do we have? So, we got a red TT 5-speed Z32. Now, I don't think it's a native TT because it doesn't have the tabs here. Normally, that's how you know. And actually, it's not because we just look at the VIN and it says DE. But I could say that the swap was done somewhat cleanly. Anyway, why is it here? So, long story short, the guy bought it from a guy who had it. It's normally how these stories start. And it sat for a few years because it developed what he believed to be rod knock. Now, I want you to listen to this because I don't completely agree with that. The inconsistency of the sound and the type of sound and just the whole thing about it makes me believe that it's something other than rod knock. And I had poked around already, and it seemed like it's coming from the head, or it could be coming from the bell housing, but I feel more like it's coming from the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the valve covers off, and we're going to check and see what we can see. Maybe we'll get lucky. And we got a bunch of stuff in here that of course is involved with removing the intake manifold, or the upper plenum as you guys refer to it, you Z32 guys. So of course OEM fuel filter, PCV hoses, spark plugs, a bunch of O-rings, and just there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Everything that is entailed with removing the valve covers, and you'll see each part of that. So step one, of course, is to bring it in and put it on the lift. And fortunately it runs and drives, so we don't have to push this 5,000-pound tank uphill. Now what I'm going to do is this whole top is going to come off, but we'll try with the easy stuff first just to see if we can get lucky. So coil packs will come out, spark plugs will come out. We'll pull these hoses off just to see if we can see something. I really think it's in the head. I think once we get the valve covers off, we're going to see something. I don't know what, but I think we're going to see something. So let's get this taken care of. Alright, so even though I don't think it's rod knock, I have to check anyway. Gotta rule it out for sure. The oil will tell me, but I asked him and he said that he did an oil change already. So if there's any evidence in the oil, it's gone. But I mean, I ran it. So I mean, if there's, well, even then, you can't get it all out. So I mean, there's something's gonna be in there. So let's see what we got. If we can get lucky and spot something. Okay, we only needed a sample, just a little something. Let's see if it's reflective. Oh boy. Looks like a sandy beach. Maybe I should have cleaned this out first before doing it, but I mean, it seems I mean, you could still see it though. Realistically, the way to find out for sure would be to drop this oil pan, and we would go from there. But I mean, just because I mean the oil is a little sparkly doesn't necessarily mean what it means. Man, this sucks. Look, we're just gonna press on anyway. Balance tube and coil packs are out. As you can see here, number 6 looking pretty rough. And when you stick the flashlight down in there, see if we can get it on camera, because it's pretty bad. Yep, see it clear as day. Look at that. How's that? The other two aren't great either, but they're not that. This is just the one side. So I'm gonna try and pull these spark plugs out. Hopefully they come out in one piece, and then I'll move on to the other side. All right, the right bank. So left side we had powder, dust, and corrosion, but on this side we get oil, a lot of it. This thing is full all the way up to the tip of the spark plug. This one is full like halfway to the spark plug, and then this one is powder. So there's that. So that's pretty rough, but either way we go, this is already a good move because there's some nonsense that needs to be handled in there. Valve covers definitely need to come off regardless. Didn't pull those spark plugs out, but I pulled these out. You can see the condition of them. So I pulled this one, the middle one, and it had actual like rocks and stuff in the threads, like when I pulled it out. All the tips are still there, which is good news. But and I looked down into the hole for the spark plugs, and the pistons are still there, which is nice. And I didn't see any valve pieces, not yet anyway, at least not readily apparent. But we'll see. Just keep pressing on. All right, motor stripped down, ready to take the manifold off. But I haven't done it yet because I wanted you guys to see it with me in real time. And we got visitors, the dream team.
Oh, we got good food too.
Yeah, we got the snake, and then we got the goat.
Goat.
Yeah, it's a whole Noah's Ark in here. Anyway,
You're the goat.
Billy the goat. Anyway. All right, so we're gonna lift this thing off. Somebody. Let's see.
Would you like me to help?
Yeah, Billy. Down.
There's a hard, soft line here.
I got it.
Bueno. Yeah, it was a coolant line to the turbo.
Alright, so things escalated kind of fast after we got the upper manifold off. Ultimately, I was wrong. It is rod dock. So I went to go pull the heads off because after we rotated the motor a bunch of times, checked everything, looked at the intake valves, and basically just did as much of an inspection as we could from the top to verify that it wasn't, or it was in the head, just to find out what the noise was. Couldn't find it. So I went to take the heads off, and I was like, whatever, let me just drain the oil and the coolant. So I drained the coolant, it was mud. There's still some on the floor there. It's disgusting. And then I drained the oil, and as I went to rotate the motor, get the time belt and everything off, the sound changed. And I'm going to let you guys hear it so that you can see where I'm at with this.
There it is.
Alright, you get the point. So that's rod dock. I was confident it wasn't. The symptoms, the sound, the everything, it really made me feel like it wasn't. But this is part of the process, it's just one of those things you gotta work through your suspicion. Cause it could have gone the other way had I dropped the pan and I was wrong. It's just part of troubleshooting. It kind of sucks because in hindsight you wasted a lot of time, but in the moment it's what made the most sense. So troubleshooting is always the most likely thing to the least likely thing, and based on what it was, that was the most likely thing to me. So went about that route. Either way, time wasted, probably not, because the motor needs to be torn down anyway. Just did it kind of in a jacked up order. So I'm gonna speak to the owner. We're gonna assess what he wants to do from here. Considering the motor ran, I wouldn't say well, but at least it ran, I would say this is a good candidate for a rebuild, assuming the condition of the crank. That is pretty loud. So assuming the crank is good, this is a good candidate for a rebuild, but we'll see what he wants to do. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Full Detail Automotive. Thanks for watching.